morning, good people. Here I again, Liza.
And Daria.
Hey guys, what's
up?
Well, actually, if you see us for the first time, if you listen to us for the first time, we wanted again to remind you that we have a podcast, which is
Germany and Me,
Yes.
Season 2.
Yes, and we are two co-hosts of this podcast. Well, me, Daria, and
Me, Liza.
Exactly. So we've been making this podcast for about a month or two. I don't remember exactly, but we started in March. So guys, if you want to learn some more information about expat life in Germany, about pros, cons, about difficulties and other stuff, you are
Very welcome on this channel.
Yeah, and in the right place. Hey, let's start with our topic. And we were talking about different things so far, but today we decided to come closer to some actual relevant topics of ours. This is not a surprise that to find an apartment in Germany can be a really difficult thing.
It will be a difficult thing.
It will be a difficult thing. But if you already have been listening to the podcast for a long time, then you know that we have episodes about this topic. But if you are new, please go to the first season and then you can listen to episode about apartment search and also dormitory search. But today it's a completely different story. This is a WG search. What is WG in English, Liza?
In English, it's a shared apartment. It's
Right.
basically an apartment where you share...
Where you share everything.
Yeah, literally everything, but where you share the common rooms like a kitchen and bathroom, and you have your own bedroom.
Yeah, and maybe you have some common space for both of you or for three people. I don't know.
Well,
It
if you
depends.
have luck,
Yes.
but I think like mostly you don't have any common space like a living room or
Not
something
that
like
often.
that.
Yes. Well, so guys, let's begin from the beginning. You are with us, we are with you. Thank you for that. And let's start, from the core. Who lives in the WG? Well, in the shared apartments.
Yeah, so it's basically everyone. I mean, students, young professionals, old professionals. Yeah, old professionals.
Maybe non-professionals.
Yeah, maybe some singles who
After breakups.
Yeah, after a breakup, exactly. And there are even WGs, I think, for example, single parents with kids, or even for people who are already in retirement.
Yeah, okay. Well, there are different types of WGs, but we are going to come to that later also. And, who can live there? Really, I agree with Liza, almost everyone, if we speak about Germany.
Yes.
And here there is a slight difference, I think, or some difference between this situation and the situation in our countries. Because, for example, in my country, and I think as it is in yours, there are people who live in WGs or shared apartments, but it's not that popular and that common. And normally, students do that.
Yeah,
right?
or young professionals who have just started their career path and don't have
Enough money.
Enough money for a single apartment.
Let us a little bit talk about why people live there. What can be the reasons for people to move into a WG and live there?
Well, the first reason from my point of view is money. Yeah. Well, we all know everything is pretty expensive. Daria told us.
Exactly. So everywhere, everything is expensive. That's why the most obvious and common reason is because of money.
Yeah, but we should also admit when we were preparing for this episode, we did some kind of research, and the WG, shared apartment prices are not so low, to be honest.
At the
Daria,
moment, yeah.
Would you share some insights?
Exactly. I'm here for you to give you some updates. I mean, of course, it's not maybe really precise, but as we've checked, everything is like higher in comparison to the previous times. And for example, now, if I'm not mistaken, in Frankfurt, we can say the normal price for a WG apartment, no, not the apartment, the whole, you need to understand, but just
only
for
your
a
room.
Yeah, for your room, it's kind of 620, 630, 40, I don't know, something like this.
Yeah.
And Liza, let's just jump directly to your situation when you were a tenant of the WG. So how much did you pay?
For my first room, I paid 550 euro. It was 550 euro for warm rent, so it's basically the rent, all the bills. For my second room, I paid 530 euro.
So exactly, we can see even now that it's 50 or even more euros less. It was back then, as you were. Which year was it?
It was from the end of 2022 till the beginning of 2025.
Okay, yeah. So you see, now the situation is different, but we can all feel it and understand. Well, okay, and I mean, we've checked also some other cities, for example, like Munich, Hamburg, and of course, again, it's like with apartment, not apartment, a room, not a room. It depends on the, size, let's say, of the city. If it's Munich, it can be even 700, 800 euros. If it's Berlin as well, I've seen it was like Hamburg and Berlin pretty the same, if I'm not mistaken, again, 600 or 700, because Berlin now is also more and more popular. Prices really bite us on our asses, but we try to survive. Let's come closer and just give a little bit more information on the application process. Liza, you know, based on your personal experience, how was it for you? Where do you start to search for a WG?
Yeah, well, to answer your question, how was it for me? Guys, to be honest, it's my honest opinion, and it's only my own experience. It was a disaster.
She told me
a disaster. Like, not the fact of living in the WG, but the search process.
The whole process.
It was so long. It was so exhausting. It was so emotional. I was so tired. It was literally an disaster.
So do you want to say that it's even more complicated than to find an apartment in Frankfurt?
From my experience, yes.
Okay, tell us all the details. Why?
There are several ways to find a WG room. Okay, so the first one, there are some websites. For example, the most popular is the WG gesucht. The second website would be Kleinanzeigen.de. It's like
small ads.
Yes, small ads. And the third option is just networking,
word of mouth. So when you ask your comrades, friends, colleagues.
Yeah, exactly. And there are also several Facebook groups.
Some people do really love to search for Facebook, even though I was never lucky there, but try that as well.
But I should also say that you should be careful in Facebook groups, because as I used to search for a room, there was so much scam.
It can be, but it can be everywhere. Please be careful with that.
So many people who will send their IDs, their passport to you, but like right now we know it can be a fake ID, whatever. Don't trust them. So if you don't mind, I would start from the applying process. I should say that when you're looking for a room in a shared apartment, you're not only looking for a room, you're also looking for roommates, and your roommates are looking for a good roommate. When you're applying, you will usually write a short essay about yourself, who you are, what you are doing,
your achievements.
Like what you're doing for a living. Are you studying or are you working? How do you imagine the life in a shared apartment? Like usually people will do write if they love cooking, what are their hobbies, how do they imagine cleaning and hanging out with roommates,
how old they are, what do they do.
Exactly, how old they are, what are they basically like looking for example, like a party WG or a more
eco WG or a vegan WG,
or a more calm environment. So the applying process, the searching process is really tough. I mean, the guys who live in their WG, they get like dozens of applications. So at that point, they will sort someone out. It's like a job process. It's like a job.
It's like a casting show.
It's really a casting. They will probably invite you to a casting. So they will show you around the room, the flat, and then the interesting part begins.
When they ask you the questions.
When they ask you the questions. And I mean, sometimes it's just in a calm atmosphere when they ask something common like, hey, who you are, where do you come from, how old are you, what do you do for
some normal human questions.
Exactly. What do you do for a living, what are your hobbies, or do you have any questions regarding the room or regarding the neighborhood. Sometimes, for example, if there are 3 or 4 people in this apartment, you will probably sit like that, or they will sit in front of you, and like 3 judges, they will ask you questions and decide if you're a right person to live in this shared apartment or not. And sometimes, from my personal point of view, they ask really weird questions like, if you were an animal, which kind? Are you an extrovert or introvert? How long have you been living here? Like, do you have some friends here or not?
Do you know everyone or not?
Yeah, do you know everyone or not? Some kind of questions were really like weird for me. Do you go to work, or you work like from home? And where is your office? And you have a long commute to the office, and it's some kind of, like, I'm an adult person, I can decide
So
myself.
they judge a lot.
Yeah. So it's
And comment.
Yeah, not everyone, of course. Yeah, but it's some kind of judgment, and you don't really know. You should also think if they are right people to you. If this is the right neighborhood, the right room, and they are the right people to you, because like in other apartments in Germany, it's very, very difficult to get out of a person. So you have to think twice.
Because you need to join, so to say, a small community.
Exactly.
Whether you fit or you don't fit.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe now we can say that there are exactly different types of WGs. So we have already mentioned a couple of them. For example, as far as I know, I'm not sure, I've never lived in a WG. I only lived in the dormitory as I was a student, and also in an apartment. So that was like my experience. But I've read there is a party WG exactly, or a friendly WG. And here we can understand, okay, party, you need to hey all the time. Friendly, you do everything together, all lots of
like
things,
friends.
cook, I don't know, sleep or something if you want. So yeah, you just spend a lot of time together. But what is Zweck or not Zweck? What have we discussed? I forgot.
There is a Zweck-WG and keine Zweck-WG. And Zweck is basically a goal or an aim. So Zweck-WG is a shared apartment where your main goal is to save some money. So you just share the room, share the common rooms, share the space, but you're not really like socializing with each other. You're not really like
that would be
friends.
my type of WG. I don't need this.
So everyone is doing their stuff, and that's it. And there is also kein Zweck-WG, so it's like no aim WG, where you basically live together. Like the main goal is not to save money, but the main goal is to live in a friendly society, to have fun, to catch up,
to feel
pleasant. To go out with friends, just to talk, and have fun.
Okay, so there are these types, maybe also vegan, as we said, because I think, it makes sense because you cook together or you do lots of things together because you live together. That's why it's probably easier for you to have the same taste in food. So you don't eat meat, for example, other stuff, and then you can just probably share these meals or cook for each other, help each other.
Yeah, it's also a very common thing.
Logical. Well, and actually, there is also probably one more thing that you wanted to say. It's kind of is also relatable to a work interview when you, for example, get a rejection for this WG. So what happens then, Liza?
Well, nothing bad happens, to be honest.
Fortunately.
Yeah, I was so sad. It was so exhausting because like you get a rejection and it's what reason could you have? They say like, we found someone who better suits our expectations or just like our intuition, our personalities. And I was really so sad. Like you talk to these people and then like every rejection after rejection
you start to think that there's something wrong with you.
I started to think something wrong with me, and I was like, oh no, don't you like my hobbies?
Why don't I deserve to live with you? I understand. Well, and Liza, let's probably go to the pros and cons of living in a WG. Let's start with pros. Because with positive things.
From your point of view, what is the pros?
Well, in my opinion, of course, pros number one, as we've discussed a lot as well, which is the most obvious one, is the money. So you can pay less, even though with all the prices at the moment, the really high one, you can pay less. And that can be good for many reasons. It doesn't necessarily mean that you just completely poor, you don't have money for anything. No, for example, it's up to you and it's your decision. You think, okay, I want to save money for something. You have a big goal, that's that's why you live in a WG. Probably you want, exactly, for you it's not that important where and how to live, but you just need to come from a long day, sleep, then go again somewhere, and you want to travel a lot. So you can also save money, but for this reason. What is another pros in your
well, another pros is some kind of society. So it's really a nice way to find some good friends, to find some good connections, not to feel lonely.
Especially in a foreign country.
Yeah, especially in a foreign country and at the first time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And maybe from that also comes another process, just like you can have a person if you are lucky and then you live with people. For example, you are not German, but you live with Germans. So you constantly can practice your German. You can improve it. And it's kind of like a language club where you just naturally use language, polish your language to perfection. Well, it helps a lot, I think. Do we have any other advantages of living in a WG?
Yeah, well, okay, you have like less space, so you also have less space to clean.
Yeah, less space to clean, exactly. And so you have just your room and, well, yeah, I agree. You have your shared, you have your common space, but you are responsible for it, all of you, so all of the tenants. Well, great, okay, there are some pros, but guys, you need to understand, not so many, because everything has pros and cons. Let's then go to the disadvantages. What can be a big or not a big one?
The first disadvantage for me is, of course, less privacy. So you have to think about other people if you're inviting guests, or if you're like listening to loud music.
You want to have a party.
Yeah, you want to have a party, or I don't know, like you want to take a shower at 3 a.m. Yeah, you have to think about other people. Yeah, about other people in the apartment.
Yeah, maybe someone is sleeping. Well, another minus here, exactly the noise, for example, and it's good if you're both like two rock stars living together, it's fine. Or if you love rap, again, this common interest. But if you are completely different, for example, someone is introvert, someone is extrovert, so you can really bother each other. And then exactly, you need to think of people, but at the same time, you need to live your life. So you want to listen to this music, or I don't know, to something else. You want to sing, for example, or play the piano. So that can be a problem. Now the disadvantage, I don't know.
Yeah, well, for me it's also change of the roommates.
Yeah, okay. So because today you live with Lena, but maybe tomorrow Peter is coming, and then you just don't expect that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like from the first sight, it can be wonderful, but I mean, like, yeah, not everybody can be your friend,
and it can change with time.
Yeah, it can change with time, and you know, like I think also it's not only about friendship, but it's about this living in one tiny space. It's about clarifying these household scenes and all that stuff. So you can be wonderful friends, but you can never happily live together
because you can have different habits.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can have different preferences. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's you see, you can have this, you can have that, but what is a good thing, as we have also discussed with Liza, it can be what is a great thing about WG. And here we are coming to whether it's worth it to live in a WG or not, in a shared flat apartment. Of course it is, because it can be your first home in a foreign country. Which happened to Liza.
Yeah, which happened to me.
It was a valuable experience.
It was a valuable experience indeed, and I still treat this place with kindness, and I have some happy moments. Happy memories from there. Exactly.
So guys, if you live in the WG, we understand you. If you don't live, we also understand you. If you are about to leave, good luck with the interviews, with all the processes. It will
make you stronger.
You will manage all of it, and then you will have valuable experiences, the same as Liza probably has.
So we will also would like to hear your stories, guys, about searching an apartment, about living in the WG. It's
about really strange questions.
Yeah, about strange questions. Yeah, it's really fun.
Well, guys, we are at the end of our episode, but of course, traditionally, we have a new fact for you, and this fact today is connected to the topic of ours.
One of the most unexpected things about living in a shared flat for me, in comparison to my home country, was that boys and girls do live together here in Germany in shared flats. So it's pretty common if you have, for example, 2 girls and 2 boys, or 1 boy and 2 girls, or 2 boys and 1 girl. There could be even like 3 boys and 1 girl in one share flat, and it's pretty common here and absolutely normal. While in our home countries,
I already imagined some movies in my head, but
yeah, it's like
nice combinations.
Yeah, like I would say like 99% it's same sex people in one share
And
flat.
maybe same age. That's why it's easier for them to...
Yeah, and common age, like only girls or only boys.
Well, thank you guys for being with us. Thank you for listening to us. If you like what we do, the content that we produce, please like, follow, share with everyone.
Yeah, don't forget
watch.
to subscribe, and also subscribe to our Instagram channels. We'll be very lucky if you would do it, and we will see each other in 2 weeks.
Yeah, just in 2 weeks. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye bye.